In this tutorial, I'll be looking at Andrew York's solo guitar piece, Snowflight. I'll be looking at left-hand fingering options, the right-hand technique, how to approach the arpeggio, a little exercise that we can do to practice it. Now, Snowflight is quite an easy piece, but there are some more advanced ideas or concepts to be found if you just take the time to analyze. So to begin, let's look at the right hand. This is an arpeggio piece, and as such we want to have a smooth, harp-like quality in the right hand. We want to take care not to cut off notes prematurely. By that I mean this. For example, here I'm planting my index and middle finger too soon, and you can hear how they cut off the treble notes prematurely. What we want is this. Nice, smooth, homogeneous sound. So a little exercise that we can do to practice this arpeggio in the right hand without any left hand is if we take the first bar and the third bar and we put those two together, just the right hand, and we come up with this. Now for the left hand. So we can practice the left hand alone as well, but because we don't produce really any sound doing so, it's a little trickier. But we can still do so. We can look at the first bar and see that we have a C with the third finger, moving to the second finger with an A, and then the next bar we have an E. So we can do little movements like this, just to practice what the left hand is doing. So if we combine them together, we get this. The first two bars of the piece. But in this, there's something that's going on there that we need to be aware of, and that is the idea of sequential fingering. We want to place the fingers down only as we need to. So for example, we don't want to place down that A in the third beat too soon. We want to place it just as we need it. We actually want to pluck that D note before we place the A. So if I play that slowly, you'll be able to see that. Section. Now here, another important part here, we have two fingers down. First time we have two fingers down in this piece. We have an A and a C. So we want to pluck that. We want to place those down one after the other. So we have just going to the third beat of the prior bar. A, C. Lift in order sequentially. So we have like so, and that gives us an even smoother sound there. So if I play that section there a little bit faster. One after the other and not together. So we have from here, open, 2, 1, open, fourth, 2, 1 after the other, and then 2, 4. Now the next part that would be tricky for a beginner would be bars 10 and 11. Now, the fingerings in the sheet music aren't that great. The fingerings in the sheet music is this. Where we're shifting from the first position to the third position. Now, what happens there is we have this sound here that we don't want. We don't want to hear that sound. Now we can get around that by using that same fingering still, but by doing that we cut the note short. And I'm doing that by just skipping across, lifting and placing them down. If we use this fingering here, start in the second position, first finger on the B. Second finger on the C, first finger on the E, fourth finger on the D here, on the 5th string, then third finger on the C sharp. So, just to reiterate, 2, 1, 4, 3, and that gives us a very nice smooth sound. Now onto the next section here, we can use next two bars, what's that, bar 15 and 16, also a problem area here. There's no fingerings in the sheet music here, so what most people would do when they look at that, they would finger it as such. They would set that position there and just shift it down there like that. Now the problem with that is we also, if we get that sound here that we don't want, but also more importantly what happens is we cut those treble notes short, well that one treble note, the G in particular, well and the F sharp too when we get to the next bar. So what's happening there, if we just play the treble by itself, that's the sound that happens if we finger it as such. You can hear those upper treble notes, that first string short. So, how to get around that? Well, we use this fingering here. So we have second finger on the E, pinky on the G there, shift, moving to the D sharp with the first finger, third finger F sharp here. So just again we have is to just hold those notes down for as long as possible until we need them to move to give way to the next note. So for just for example there, when we have here still holding in that G with the pinky, with the fourth finger, and then at the last moment shifting across to the F sharp. That gives us a nice, smooth, harp-like sound, the sound that we're after here. Now, just the next part where one might have a problem would possibly be the very end, where we have from smoothly and easily. So in order to do that, what we do, we use the first finger as a guide finger. So we move across like that, that first finger guiding us to the 7th fret from the third position to the 7th position here, like so. Now what we need to be careful of there is that we don't hold down the fingers too tightly on the strings, and we actually slide and get a sliding sound there, like that. Oh, we may want that, but I would prefer to have just a smooth transition across there like that. Now, so in order to do that, what we do, we lift the finger, not off the string, but lift it so that it stays on the string and the string lifts off the fret. And then we slide across and then apply pressure again. So we have... Now there I'm doing it slowly so you can hear that it's sort of cutting off that last note a little there like that. But if, up to speed, we don't really hear it too much. Like so. Or if we wanted to, we could have a slide there, but I prefer that. Okay, well I hope that's been helpful.